Welcome back to Sasquatch Theory, the podcast where we dive deep into encounters with Bigfoot, Dogman, UFOs, and all things unexplained. In today's episode, we're joined by Mike from Central Florida, a Marine and Army veteran who has had some truly extraordinary experiences. From training with Canadian forces and hearing Bigfoot activity to a terrifying Dogman encounter in the Florida swamps, to witnessing a UFO in Afghanistan, Mike's stories span from cryptids, UAPs, and the paranormal. Get ready for a powerful and chilling conversation you won't forget. If you enjoy listening to Unexplained Mysteries, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. And of course, if you have a Bigfoot or cryptid encounter you would like to share with me here on the channel, please feel free to get in touch with me at sasquatchtheory@outlook.com. With all that being said, let's dive into Mike's terrifying encounters from the state of Florida, spanning all the way into the Canadian wilderness. Welcome to Sasquatch Theory. How are you doing today?
I'm great. And yourself?
I'm doing excellent. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Mike, if you would, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your Bigfoot encounters and experiences from the very beginning, please.
Okay. I'm Mike. I'm from Central Florida. I'm in the military. Been in for 25 years. I was in the Marine Corps first, got hurt, got out, then joined the Army. So I've been in for totally 24, going on 25 years of career. I'm pretty high in the ranks, so that's all I got to say. I hunt when I get a chance, and I do a lot of shooting, and I do a lot of survivalist training, military and my personal. One of my encounters, I was in Canada. I can't remember what day. I remember it was 2017, and we was training with the Canadians. And we was on a foot patrol. And all of a sudden I heard like knocks, wood knocks, and a couple hoots. And I was talking to my Canadian counterpart. I'm like, what is that? He said, that's the old man in the woods. I'm like, what you mean old man in the woods? Is it a hermit or something? Or crazy person? So no, it's a Bigfoot. I'm like, oh, okay. And he was like, he don't mess with you, don't mess with him. So we kept on doing our routine foot patrol. So I heard it for about 45 minutes, give and take. Wood knocks, then across the other side we heard the same thing. So I guess they was communicating with each other, telling them like, hey, we see some guys walking around, probably. And probably like a couple of years, I don't say about 3 years ago, it's a place in Florida called the Green Swamp. I was hunting, and I know it's a Bigfoot channel, but I ran across a Dogman.
Oh, wow.
So I was hunting. It was probably like 3:30 in the morning by myself. I don't know why I went by myself. And I had thermals on. So I'm sitting up in a tree stand, and all of a sudden, the crickets, the animals, no noise. It was dead silence. And I heard some branches breaking, leaves. And I turn around, scan my sector. I seen a Dogman. He was on all fours. He was like blackish, He was all on fours. He stood up upright, sniffing the air. He was like leaning, how can I say it? Leaning by the tree, like sniffing the air. I probably trying to sniff me. I don't know, sniffing something. And all of a sudden, he looked towards me. I'm probably like 150 feet away from the animal. He looked, and I see his teeth. And all of a sudden, he just got back on all fours, took off. Never seen him or nothing. So after that point, I got back on my ATV and haultail back to my vehicle. And got a UFO story. You want to hear it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I can't tell you the year, but it was in Afghanistan. That was like my second tour, Afghanistan, doing patrols and stuff like that, trying to find whatever Taliban, whatever intel. And I was up in the gun turret. We were switching out. I was up in the gun turret, being a gunner, and I was scanning my sectors. I seen a triangle UFO going behind the mountains, but then all of a sudden it popped up, probably like 400 to 500 yards on my right side, just keeping pace with us. So I thought I was going crazy. So I had called down into the truck, hey, do you have any, we call them fast movers, like helicopters and stuff, aircrafts in the area? They're like, no, we all green. So it's clear. They're like, why? I'm like, no reason. All of a sudden, it just popped straight up and disappeared. So on the way back, we had to give out spill intel, what happened. So some guys pulled me to the side, like, hey, what did you see out there? I was like, I see nothing. I was like, good answer. You have a long career in the military. Roger that, sir. I kept it to myself and stuff. I mean, I ran across out in the Mojave Desert, Fort Irwin, California. You know, do desert training, prepare yourself for going overseas. I seen orbs, just like middle of nowhere. Just like I see orbs, they like appear, disappear, appear, disappear, and you know, it was like couples seen the orbs, and you know, we couldn't explain it because somebody was like, "Oh, this is flares," or somebody with a flashlight. I'm like, okay, if you say so, but there's a lot of creepy stuff over there in Fort Irwin. I heard something about Bigfoot running around there, stuff like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, my my best friend, he had ran across a skunk ape. He was in Ocala National Forest. He was out there hunting with his family. It happened like 7 months ago, 8 months ago. They was out there camping, and he told me that he smelled it first, but then he got visual probably like 5 10 minutes later. He said it was biped about 6 feet, very aggressive, shaking like the trees. Him and his family just loaded up the SUV and hauled tail. I mean, what else was I saying?
What else have you
I think
experienced?
I ran across I think I saw a skinwalker. I'm not sure. I'm still I'm still debating because I was in Oklahoma at a base, and I seen this guy walking, and it was like in the woods. I was doing like some military land navigation, and I'm like, why this guy is out here? Why this dude out here? This military installation. So he had just like regular clothes on, and I'm watching him. He didn't see me. I'm watching him. All of a sudden, he went into like this bushes, then came out. It was like what you call it, some type of like a little bobcat. Took off running. So I don't know. He was a skinwalker or that was just whatever. So I'm still debating on that one.
Yeah, so you think the guy turned into an animal, correct?
Yes, I think he did.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
But
I've heard similar reports in the past.
so it's kind of weird. So I mean, I was like I said, I was just doing land navigation, and I was pretty far out, and like I said, he ran into the bushes, and the damn bobcat came out running running away. But I never told nobody. I just kept it to myself and stuff. So I figured I'd just share it with you.
Well, I appreciate that,
And
Mike.
what else? What else I was saying? Well, I mean, I've seen a couple of UAPs, or UFOs, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
and stuff like mostly like training wise, like be out in the desert somewhere or woods, and you see glances and stuff like that. Because some objects should not move like that, especially like a aircraft.
Yeah, so they were
And what else?
moving at a high rate of speed.
Yes, like a high rate of speed, then it just stop. Also, just stop and hover for a second and just rotate. They'll rotate. Then all of a sudden it just like shoot up straight or shoot up to a 45-degree. It's like it's different. It's different. It's different. Let's see. I remember I was a young boy. I think I was 8 or 9. My grandfather, he was a ranch hand, and we was going hunting one time, and out in the woods, many acres, and basically he was a cowboy. So we went hunting, and I remember I heard some growls and some noises, and my grandfather was in back of me, just pushing me along, like, come on, come on, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So he was pushing me to get back to the truck, and I asked him, like, what was that noise? And he never said nothing. He was like, it was just an animal. So down the road, when I got a little older, he told me it was they call it on a ranch um a wild weasel. What the heck is a wild weasel? So he finally told me the description. It was like canine, probably like 7 feet tall, pointy ears, long snout, stuff like that. Basically, it was a dog man, but not the. There's a dog man that looked like the hyena version of the dog man, and that kind of blew my mind. I know he been doing ranch hand for many years. I wonder how many encounters has he ran across and never told nobody.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm sure he's ran into this creature in the past, especially if he knew what it was.
Yeah, yeah. So, because I ain't really getting into like cryptids until, whew, 12, 13 years ago. That's when I really started paying attention, like doing my research, sightings, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff out here. I mean, especially the ocean. Well, the ocean been discovered. What 30% of the ocean has been discovered, and it's so much stuff out here. I mean, you don't know what you're going to run across. I mean, I'm a true believer. I've seen stuff. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because the government finally acknowledged UAPs, UFOs back in what 2020, what 2019 or something like that. But at the time, they always deny. But for your listeners, have an open mind. Don't be stuck in the box. Think out the box. Because there's a lot of stuff out here, and I'm still learning. I mean, I really don't have nothing else to talk about.
Okay, Mike. Well, I appreciate you for sharing your encounters and your experiences. And I also want to thank you for your service in the military. Okay.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that's not easy to do. And yeah, the things that you've experienced, I'm sure it's been hard to process everything, especially since we're told that these things don't exist. When you were training with the Canadians, were you in Canada when that happened?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was in Wainwright, Canada.
Okay. And you guys were on foot patrol, and these creatures
Yeah.
began to communicate with wood knocks and whoops. How far apart were these two groups of Sasquatch? Were they from like one side of the mountain to the other, or one side of the valley to the
Yeah,
other?
like one on the left, one on the right. Like probably about a good couple hundred yards out, because I hear it clearly, like whoop, whoop, whoop. Then you hear the wood knock, tap, 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 tap. And my hamster wheels is turning like WTF. And like, because we got blinks. I can't get. I mean, what if that Sasquatch got hostile? I got blinks. Besides a Rambo knife, that's it. We just, they like what the guy was telling me. They don't bother nobody. They just like to observe and watch. People watch. That's what I put it. People watch.
Yeah, absolutely. They picked up on your guys' presence and they were warning each other that there are humans with firearms in the area.
Yes, that's what I think. Plus, they might got pods out there. Their family members, and hey, they probably like scouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're always on watch, and it's kind of similar to people in the military. You have people on post, on guard duty, and they kind of change positions. Like one person will stay up till like 3 a.m, and then someone else comes and takes his place. I feel like it's the same way with the Sasquatch.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was a pleasant experience. It was like not. I ain't had no dread or I wasn't scared. I was just like surprised. That's all. But I heard about Sasquatches, Bigfoots in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Canadian military, they were very aware that these creatures exist and they're out there, and they obviously have run into them in the past and possibly engaged with them because the guy told you if you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you.
That's what I truly believe.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people ask that question. I wonder if the government knows about these creatures, if they're suppressing the information. I believe that they certainly are. There's no way they couldn't know. If average Joes like myself know about these things, why wouldn't the military? Especially when their military bases are way out in the middle of nowhere next to national forests, and they're out there on patrol with like night vision, thermals, and all kinds of different gear. How would they not run into these things?
Exactly. They're just trying to suppress the public.
Yeah, what do you think the reason is?
They probably think, the public can't handle the truth. They might go insane or crazy. That's my belief.
Yeah, the public's already going crazy. That's already happening. I'm sure they don't want to expedite it. Or I don't know. Yeah, make it a little worse. People have a hard time processing just regular emotions and feelings and beliefs, let alone the existence of Sasquatch, UFOs, the paranormal, and confirming that religion may possibly be reality.
That's true.
Yeah. Do you believe that they're connected to the giants in the Bible? They have something to do with the Nephilim or the pre-flood era? Do you have any ideas about that, or are you just kind of neutral when it comes to that?
I'm half and half. I believe it. But I'm kind of neutral, half and half.
Yeah.
I mean, like I heard like some people say that UFOs drop Sasquatch off to do recon and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in that part.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little out there when you hear things like that. As far as the Bible or ancient history, I mean, a lot of things are hard to believe, but then I start seeing things that the Smithsonian's are hiding giants and their remains, and then there's scientists that are speaking openly about there being a global flood, and there's records of it all around the planet, and the flood is what actually caused the ice age. But it's hard to say. I mean, there is scientific evidence behind it, but at the same time, the stories sound a little far-fetched.
Yes. Do you believe? I heard. Well, actually, I've seen a program. I forgot what the name of the program. The Bat Squatch. You ever seen that episode of the Bat Squatch?
I have not seen it, but I've heard of it.
I don't believe in no damn Bat Squatch.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like the Jersey Devil or Mothman.
Yeah, Jersey Devil, Mothman, but the Bat Squatch, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't believe in that one.
It reminds me of
Batman.
Goat Man? I do believe in Goat Man because I've interviewed a lady, I think she was in Pennsylvania, somewhere on the East Coast, and her and her family were camping at a cabin, and this thing kicked the front door open, and she said everyone was screaming. She said it had glowing red eyes. But I mean, she was very sincere. She didn't miss a beat. It was the same story that she told me before the podcast, and I've heard stories of the Goat Man before I ever got into the paranormal cryptids. Around here there's a place called Goatman Grave, and I've always heard stories about it. I definitely believe like it's something from hell, and I kind of believe that with the Dogman encounters. I feel like that's something straight from hell. What do you think?
Oh man, what do I think about the Dogman? I mean, some people said it was a government. The government created it, and they released it in the wild. Try to maintain it. I heard they made them for war, like to fight our enemies overseas, and it's so much stuff with the dog, man. I mean, I don't know where the hell that dog may come from. You might came from hell, you might came from us. You know, from the scientists creating the dog, man. I mean, I just know that's one cryptid I wouldn't want to go against.
No, yeah, for sure. And we see this genetical manipulation all throughout history, whether it's from the Greeks, other ancient civilizations, the Egyptians, and like we talked about earlier. Yeah, like in the Bible, you know, they talk about these half man, half beasts, and yeah, we're kind of seeing it today. So maybe it's like a remnants of Dogman, Sasquatch from the ancient days, and we're seeing them today. And it could be possible that the government is re-engineering these things. I don't think they created them, because there's already been talk about them way before our government was ever even established, especially technologically.
Yeah, I can see that point.
But
I can see that point.
I don't know. I mean, when I say from hell, just because of how evil this thing is, and I've heard a lot of encounter stories from people, the glowing red eyes, it's trying to get people, and I don't know. I just feel like it's not good. Is that the impression that you got when you saw this Dogman creature?
I mean,
that it was evil, or just up to no good? Like it would definitely make you disappear.
Well, he just showed his teeth. He ain't really smile. Well, we don't call it a smile.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't really like was aggressive towards me. He just, I think, he was on the hunt. He was probably trying to hunt, because you know we got all these wild pigs running around here. You might trying to find him some food, and I was at the right place at the wrong time, per se.
Yeah, absolutely. You set up that deer stand there because you've seen wildlife activity there in the past. You probably set off next to like a game trail, and this thing was coming down the pipe looking for its next meal, and then it picked up on your presence. Like something hit his senses, and he stopped, threw his nose up in the air, and started sniffing, and got closer to the tree, and then pinpointed your exact spot.
Yeah, I mean, I had him dead to rights. So I had my AR-10, and so I had him dead to rights. So he would have got me. I would have loaded at least 30 rounds off him, 20 rounds off him.
Did the thought ever cross your mind?
I had my gun, my rifle at the ready, but he ain't, like I said, he ain't show no aggression. He wasn't aggressive, so I ain't want to tick him off. I pointed at him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He might be, those animals are smart, and I ain't want to cause no ruckus. So I just had it at the ready. So just in case he would have charged, I had enough time to pull my weapon up and engage.
Absolutely. And these creatures travel in packs, and I feel like the other pack members picked up on your presence way before you did. He's the one that slipped up. So if you would have took some shots on him, you would have had the others to deal with possibly. And I've heard that it takes a lot of shots to take down a Dogman. And most of the time they don't go down. People don't find them, even if they drop. Like when they go and look for it, it's just gone.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, like like the Bigfoot, they carry their dead off, so you won't have no proof. I heard, Sasquatch died or got killed. Their clan will retrieve the body and take the body.
Yeah, it's a good thing it didn't come down to that.
No. It wasn't like. I mean, I was nervous, yes, scared a little bit, but then my military training kicked in, and I'm not going to gauge till you gauge me. And like I said, the encounter lasted about a minute or so. And after he got back on all fours, he just took off. He probably ran back to his pack mates.
Mm-hmm. About how tall do you think this Dogman creature was when it stood up on two legs?
Actually, when he left, I went over there and measured. Because I'm 6 foot. This guy was about 7.25, maybe 7.5. If I had pounds, he got at least be about 400 pounds, maybe. Between 4 and 450 range.
Wow. Yeah, that's a huge creature. Was it really stocky or was it linky?
It was like his build was like kind of lean. But his shoulders was kind of big. But he was like more lean, like an athletic, lean and stuff.
Was it a jet black color?
Yes, it was jet black. Yes, sir.
Okay. And did it have really long pointed ears or shorter pointed ears?
They were real long pointed ears.
Okay. And what did you notice?
Like a German Shepherd.
Okay, like a German Shepherd. And did you notice anything about the arms, like the fingers?
I couldn't really get a good look at his digits. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he was like holding, tree hugging, kind of, sort of. Mm-hmm. So
at 150 yards away too.
Yeah, so I couldn't really get a good. I know he was a male. I've seen his genitals.
Okay. And was this early in the morning or in the evening? I think you said morning, right?
Morning time. It was like between, probably like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you mentioned that. Man, that's freaky. Okay. And you could hear like branches breaking and the sound of this creature walking on the leaves.
Yes. Because like before that, I heard the crickets and stuff, and the night sounds. Also, it just got quiet. And also, I heard a couple seconds later, branches breaking, leaves crunching, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's spooky. And maybe it was trying to sneak up on you, but it doesn't sound like it because, like you said, it realized you were there after you already saw the creature.
I think he just want to get a. I heard somewhere the Dogman get a kick out of just scaring the crap out you.
Yeah, that's very possible.
He was probably trying to scare me. But like I said, I was scared, nervous, but like I said, the military training tactics kicked in, so stuff like that.
Yeah, and this UFO encounter that you had in Afghanistan, it took off and disappeared into the mountains, and then all of a sudden it was on your right side, and it kind of followed you guys for a while. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, sir. For like a 3 minutes, maybe tops. I mean, I was just watching and watching and just watching it, and that's when I called down to see if we have any helicopters, aircrafts in the area, and it was green, all green, green. It was like nothing right now.
And they told you not to talk about it pretty much. What made you want to open up and publicly talk about this?
Um, why not? People need to know. I wish the government will just be honest with the American people. UFOs are real.
Yeah.
Yes, these things go bump in the night. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I
I've
get tired
seen,
of it. I get tired of politics.
oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a back and forth struggle, and there's never a resolution. And I don't know. I don't like the tug of war effect. But I've seen the black triangle before. It actually hovered over my house, and it was huge. And it had three bright lights, one on each side, and one of the lights was brighter than the rest. Did you notice anything like that, like these whitish blue lights?
I seen well while I was looking through the nods, night vision goggles, I seen like the where they like dip a little bit. I seen the belly. It was like in the middle was a big yellow yellow light, and on the triangle side was like red lights.
Okay. Yeah, everyone describes the lights a little different, but I have heard that description before. And I don't know. What do you think it was up to? Why do you think it came back?
Uh, my opinion, we at war, so they might be curious about why we fighting each other, why human beings destroying each other. Probably, probably doing a recon just to get intel what's going on.
Yeah. Uh,
Pass it by to their mothership or whoever in command.
yeah, I would agree with that. What do you think the orbs are that you saw overseas? I know they said it was possibly flares, but what are your thoughts on that? Like, what did you think after processing what you encountered, and what do you believe today?
I just believe it's some type of paranormal, supernatural. To be honest with you, I mean, I know the difference from a flare to a flashlight, and I heard of other different podcasts, and I ran across a couple friends of mine. They seen glowing orbs and stuff. So it's paranormal.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've seen the same thing, and it's definitely paranormal, especially like when they disappear and then reappear in another area. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. It almost seems more technological, but still on the supernatural side.
Yes, yes, yes,
And your friend that was camping with his family in the Ocala National Forest, they smelled the creature first, and then moments later they encountered it.
yes. It's like it smelled like rotten trash, garbage or something, like a landfill.
Mhm.
And he was telling me like he smelled it first, and a few minutes, he had a visual, and the skunk ape was basically by the tree, like shaking the tree, making all this noise. And I'm told him, why you shoot him? And he was like, at the time, his deer rifle was in the truck or the SUV. So his main thing was, let me get my wife and my kids into the vehicle and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's definitely terrifying. It was certainly being territorial since it was shaking the tree around and it made its presence. And possibly that smell is like them releasing this pheromone when they're disturbed, when they're angry, when they're upset.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it also.
So the Skinwalker in Oklahoma, you watched this guy walking and he had no idea you were there and he went behind a bush and then out came what seemed to be like a bobcat, some sort of creature.
Yeah, like some kind of bobcat, and just took off running up the trail.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
So
freaky.
I was kind of freaked out. My common sense was like, I should walk over there and investigate, see, did he shred his clothes or stuff like that. But the other side of me was like, only thing I got is a knife. I ain't got no firepower. So I took off.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if any critter I've seen in the past out in the forest could have possibly been a skinwalker. I mean, that's really hard to figure out, but I guess you never know if these things can turn into animals.
Yes, yes. I mean, who knows how many skinwalkers we ran across in the woods.
Hmm. Yeah, it makes you wonder. And the experience that you had in Canada, that sounds like a long one. You said it went on for like 45 minutes, and that's a long time. And I'm sure you definitely had time to process what was going on because it lasted so long.
Yeah, I mean, I processed. I was just like, really? I mean, it was like just kept on communicating, and the guy I was with, he was just like nonchalant, like, don't worry, they're not gonna hurt you. I'm like, okay. And we got back to the other mid base, and he's nonchalant telling his Canadian brothers and sisters what happened, and my side was looking at me like, what happened? And I explained what happened. Everybody just like shook their head like, yeah, right. Like probably like three people out of from my side believe me. The other one's like, that ain't real. That's fake. That's somebody out there playing a prank on your guys.
Yeah. Well, these things are definitely real, and it's pretty interesting to hear that the Canadians were pretty open about the subject, and the U.S. military was more closed minded, and that has to do with the suppression and what we're being told.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
believe that. I don't know why, but it's how it is.
Yeah. And you mentioned you're an outdoorsman. Do you still get out in the woods and hunt, camp, and look for anything? I mean, just going out there hiking in general. Do you still do all that?
Uh, yes, sir. When I get a chance, I'll still go out there. Sometimes I just like to go out there in nature, just listen to the sounds.
Hmm.
It don't have to be about, oh, I'm going hunt, go bag me a deer or bag me a wild pig or something. It's like I just like the outdoors. It's peaceful. Somewhat, it's peaceful.
Yeah. Until
I
you run
mean,
into Dogman.
yeah, or Bigfoot or whatever.
Hmm. I'm sure you're always listening and looking for sign when you're out there after the experiences that you've had.
Yes, I do. I mean, I still keep my head on swivel, and if I see something, I try to investigate it.
Hmm.
like I said, I'm open minded.
Yeah. Have you heard any encounters from other people in the military, or do they just not talk about it?
Mm, I got I got two buddies. They had where they went to Texas. They went what part of Texas. I can't remember what part. I know they went on a camping trip and they ran across what is that cryptid? The bloodsucker
Hmm.
come from Mexico.
I'm not sure.
The
I don't know if I've heard of
the
that one.
chu
The
the
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Yes,
Hmm.
it's where they saw one running.
Yeah, I believe that. There's been people here in Missouri that have seen it. One of my friends, he's actually a police officer. He sent me a trail cam photo of one, and it definitely looks like one. It doesn't look like a coyote, and it doesn't look like a hog. Like, it looks like a chupacabra.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I hope I never run across one.
Hmm. Did they say if it was aggressive, or did it just go its own way?
It just went its own way.
Yeah, I would imagine with how
Uh,
elusive they are.
yeah, 'cause at the time they was fishing and it was running across the bank.
Yeah, that's freaky. Do you believe that possibly the Dogman, the Sasquatch, the UAPs, that it's all somehow connected in some way or another?
Yes, yes, yes. It's just like was it the Roswell crash?
Hmm.
Was it 1947 or something like that?
Yeah.
And how they cover up like, oh, it's a weather balloon. At first, the military said it was a UFO. Then
Mhm.
all of a sudden, it's a weather balloon.
Yeah, there's no
So
mistaking the two, especially with the military. And it was on the news for 3 days, and then they took it off and said it was a weather balloon.
and so yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we got the government. We got our hands in the cookie jar per se, but they're not gonna tell you, me, or the other, or anybody else. I mean, I got it. I got clearance. Need to know. Well, I need to know, but I ain't got that higher up clearance to, you know, dive deep into the paranormal, supernatural stuff.
Oh, yeah. I just kind of picture like Area 51 being like the crystal cave that Superman's in, and down there's like triangle UFOs and alien bodies and Dogman, Sasquatch creatures, and they're studying all these things. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I got a I got a wild imagination.
Nah,
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it's UFO underwater bases somewhere.
That would be the place. I mean, how would somebody look for an underground base underneath the ocean? It's not accessible to humans.
Right. And especially like what Antarctica. I heard about the Black Pyramid, stuff like that. I mean, there's so much stuff out here.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
mean,
If these things are from the pre-flood era, Antarctica would be the spot to look, as it's still melting or still covered by ice, so it would hold secrets that have been well preserved for many, many years and not exposed to human life.
Exactly. It's just like what the Egyptians, they ran across UFOs. I mean, you, you can see it on the ruins, the pictures and all this other stuff, the paintings. I mean, come on, people.
Hmm. Yeah, and also with the pre-flood era, they said it was like a one world government. And the more I learn about the Egyptians, it seems like they were a global power, not just in Egypt. And I mean, there's conspiracies about that, like in the Grand Canyon, they found Egyptian like remains, and no one's allowed to go there. There's always like black helicopters hovering over the area. People talk about the Black Pyramid in Alaska and in Antarctica, and they're finding pyramids all around the world. And I don't feel like that's random, like the Mayan pyramids and the Egyptian pyramids, that they randomly made similar structures. I feel like that might be like a global thing.
It is. It is. It is. Just like, they kept denying Area 51. Oh, there's no Area 51. There's no Area 51. Then finally they acknowledged, oh, yes, there's an Area 51. And also there's an Area 52.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Wright Patterson Air Force Base.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much stuff out here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Isn't that where they took the beans that they found from the Roswell incident to Wright-Patterson, and then they took them to Area 51?
Yep. Yep, I read that somewhere. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the exact details, but it's definitely all connected. There's underground bases, missing people, missing time, cryptid creatures, and all kinds of things taking place right underneath our noses.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I definitely want to mention that I have heard a Dogman before. I'm not sure if I've seen one though. I'll tell you about the time I heard it. I was about, I don't know, 12 years old, and I had the window open. It was in the summertime, and in the tree line in the woods, I heard this thing growl, and I mean, it was the most guttural howl, demonic sound I've ever heard in my life. And it sounded like a Hollywood werewolf, but on steroids, super deep and guttural. It was just terrifying. And then after it howled, it tapered off with like a scream, like a woman screaming. It sounded like a woman being tortured. And I don't know if, now that I know what I know, maybe like this Dogman ran into a Sasquatch, or these things can scream too, which I've heard that about Dogman, that they make structures as well. They break branches, they follow people, they mimic, and it sounds like Bigfoot activity.
It does. It does.
Yeah, they're very similar.
It does.
Yeah, and the creature that I saw, me and my buddy, this was in high school, and we were driving down a state highway, and he was going to hit a possum. He saw it way down the highway. He turned on his brights and he stepped on the pedal. And as we were getting close to the possum, this creature on all fours leaped out of the forest into the middle of the highway and threw this possum, like picked the possum up with its mouth, threw it up in the air, and then shook it around like a rag doll, and then tore back off into the woods. But this thing was built like a lion. It was huge. It had the head of a hyena and like the body of a pit bull, or like a male lion from Africa. And I mean, it was huge. It was stacked, but it had like this, I don't know, like this mane around its neck. Like I always described it like a tutu, but I don't know. It had like hair around its neck, like a lion basically, but more like a tutu. I don't know how to explain it. Like a ballerina girl, but hair around its neck.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But people say that's a hellhound, but now I wonder if a hellhound is a Dogman. And I've heard scientists talk about these werewolf creatures, and they said it was very possible back in the Ice Age for these werewolf creatures to stand up on their hind legs, because the prairie grass was really tall, and they developed the skill to stand up to see beyond the grass. I don't know if that's true, but it makes you wonder.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. And I'm certainly glad that you were willing to speak with me about these encounters. I hope it was a good interview. And I mean, you definitely did good. I just hope I did good on my end. And yeah, I'm glad that
You
we were
did.
able to speak.
You did. I enjoyed it. I really did. I really enjoyed it.
Well, me too. And yeah, again, thank you for your service and everything that you do. And also thank you for openly talking about all this. And yeah, you are definitely serving the people, protecting the people, and you're doing great work, my friend.
Hey, thank you very much.
Absolutely. And if you run into anything else in the future, I would certainly like to hear about it. A lot of my guests later on in time, they run into more things. So if you do, let me know, okay? I would like to hear about it.
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, Mike. That's all for now, and I appreciate your time, okay?
You're welcome. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too, sir. Take care.
All right. You too.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to Sasquatch Theory. A big thank you to Mike for sharing his encounters and military experiences with us. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends who love cryptid and UFO stories. You can also listen to Sasquatch Theory on Spotify, Spreaker, and other podcast platforms. Please be sure to pick up some merchandise on my Spreadshirt website, and it definitely helps out the channel. If this encounter resonated with you and you can relate with Mike's encounters, feel free to get in touch with me and share your own Bigfoot or Dogman encounter with me here on Sasquatch Theory. Until the next time, keep your eyes open, stay safe in the woods, and always question the unexplained.